Which stop that we took do you think you want to talk about a little bit more? We've already hit the Dallas Cowboys. That's wild what's going on there. Green Bay, that's wild as well. And then if you think about all the other places that we stopped on there, one of those teams might win a Super Bowl.
They could.
One of those teams might win 3 in a row. Dan, what do you want to talk about from the teams we just showcased?
I'm going to go Minnesota. We've had a couple years stretched now, like AFC West, best division of football, AFC North, best division of football. I think that the NFC North could be the best division of football this year. High end with both Detroit and Green Bay. Chicago, I think we talked about, is the best situation a number one drafted quarterback's ever gone into. But Minnesota's super interesting to me because, one, they were 6-6 last year, even after the Kirk injury, going into their their bye week. So they were right in the picture. Josh Dobbs was balling, and then they lost 4 out of their last 5, 2 of them to Detroit in tight games. I think one of them was to Cincinnati in a super tight game. So I think Minnesota, because of the quarterback situation, is it going to be Sam Darnold? I feel whatever quarterback plays is going to play well. Sam's got a great opportunity. It's by far the best opportunity he's ever had in his career. But then McCarthy, I've said, McCarthy is going into the perfect place when it comes to what are you good at, what's your past, and your skill set and type of offense. Great. Minnesota's the ideal place for you. And with both those receivers, Addison and obviously JJ, but then Hawk is so good. Their offensive line is top 7, top 8 in the league. Aaron Jones comes over. This is a team that I think Flores is their defensive coordinator. I think that they could be playing really, really important games in December. Not shocked if they somehow get into the playoff picture at all.
We love KOC.
Yeah.
Love
He's
KOC.
awesome.
Love Flores as defense coordinator, so it would just only make sense if they were able to do it. There's a lot of negative shit, though, all offseason, seemingly. Just that was the only storylines coming out of Minnesota was the Kirk Cousins stuff obviously started, then some off-the-field stuff. Then, there was never really any positive, didn't feel like. Even when J.J. McCarthy was drafted, there's people is this a... And then Sam Darnold comes over there for a cheap price, and they're has he ever been... There's been a lot of question marks, except for Justin Jefferson. That's the only... Justin Jefferson is a bona fide superstar, but can you win whenever you only pay a wide receiver? That's only been the conversation around Minnesota, and you bring up a lot of points that make me go oh yeah, Kevin O'Connell was literally drawing up plays in the dirt for the astronaut and winning it. And Flores, his history on the defensive side, not head coaching down in Miami, obviously. That didn't work out. It's certainly gone a different way since then. But whenever he's
they added Jonathan Grenard and Dallas Turner from Bama. They got, I know they lost Daniil Hunter, but they're really talented on defense. Andrew Booth, I think he'll take a step forward.
No, is Green Bay worried? Because Chicago,
I just think as a whole, the division's going to be good. I think that division will not have a bad team. I don't think that division has a bad team this year.
Caleb.
Look out.
Caleb.
DJ Moore.
Yeah, Dan said they'll be in the picture late. Chicago.
Eberflus's defense.
He is going into a great situation.
Yeah.
Weapons, offensive line, good defense. Seemingly a team that's already built, which is why the Justin Fields people were excuse me. And this is what we were
finally.
That's what we were trying to get to here. But if the Bears go, and Dano points out some very real things about the Minnesota Vikings, and then obviously we know the Lions are. And then what is...
No, we can do this whole song and dance, but it's horse shit. Can Caleb play outside in the cold? That's what I'm excited to see. USC boy.
It's been raining, remember, because the cows.
Yeah, sure.
Isn't he from DC?
Yeah, when was the last time he played in the cold, though?
Good question.
Notre Dame last year and stunk.
Whoa, Tom. We like Caleb around.
I do like Caleb, and I do like seeing
July 31st, the guy already sucks.
Let's
well,
not.
Dan, you're no.
Easy or
let's not. If that's one way, you've gone the other way a few times before, and then just kind of. But I like Caleb. I like him a lot.
I do agree. I think the whole division is going to be very good this year.
NFC North football, baby.
Yeah.
Go ahead, AJ.
Dana, what about Pittsburgh with the quarterback situation? We know Russ has been hampered with that calf injury, whatever's happened, but Justin Fields, as Coach Tomlin said, he's kind of maximizing the opportunity he has. How much longer can we go and continue to see Fields seemingly playing well, and it looks like they're fighting for him as well at practice today? What do you expect from that whole QB battle? You think it's an actual quarterback competition?
It would be Justin, show us you can't do this for me right now. As I go into training camp, when Russell and Justin went over there, I was like, this should be Russ's job. It's play action based offense. He could play in a way that like you're not going to hurt the football team. And now that the door has been opened for Justin to get the reps because of Russell's injury, it's forced me to sit back and think, okay, let's live in the hypothetical world and fast forward 7 months. The Steelers are going to be good. I don't care who the quarterback is. They're going to be a good football team. So that means if Russell's your starting quarterback for the majority of the year and he plays good, he's not – I don't think Russell's going to be what he was 4 years ago, but he plays good. You're then, as an organization, sitting somewhere picking around 20 to 24, and then you have to ask yourself, are we going to pay a lot of money to Russell Wilson at 36 years old when he's only had a good season – and not know anything about Justin Fields? Or, again, you're going to be good. Let's play Justin Fields. We can become the Baltimore Ravens that early days of Lamar Jackson. We can be the best run game in the NFL with our offensive line, those two backs, and utilize quarterback designed runs. That's my only question about like my at least mindset on this is Arthur Smith didn't do it a lot with Desmond Ridder in Atlanta last year. I thought he would do it a lot more. If Arthur Smith is willing and capable of doing that, I would play Justin Fields and sit there and go, we're just going to try to emulate what the Baltimore Ravens were early on with Lamar, and they'll be really good. And then they have to make the decision of, all right, we were really good on offense, specifically running the football. Justin was plenty good enough throwing the ball. I feel like sometimes we talk about Justin Fields like it's like Tommy Frazier of Nebraska, like couldn't throw type of thing.
Jeez.
And then like
Tommy.
Well, then we make a
national
decision.
team.
Do we pay the 26-year-old?
With the Justin Fields convo in the Baltimore Ravens and Tommy Frazier, I guess, but the Baltimore Ravens, they did go all in and they changed up their personnel and they brought in Ricard, who won like 280 pounds at fullback, and then obviously the multiple tight ends, and then they had issues obviously with wide receivers who were talented who want to get out of there. They got George Pickens over there right now. But it would be two different offenses with Justin Fields from what it sounds like than with Russell Wilson, right? It would be
I mean, I don't think. Just because you have an offense that is built around designed quarterback run doesn't mean that a great majority of your playbook doesn't carry over to other athletes. Now, you would get rid of that with Russell. Like, you wouldn't be utilizing that, and you would have to adjust your offense. But that's more of adjusting your play calling rather than adjusting the playbook. And I just... I just think that because of the type of people that they have, their offensive line is going to be really good in Pittsburgh, specifically running the football. And Arthur Smith is a fantastic run game coordinator, and those two backs are good. That's what I would do if I was Pittsburgh right now, if it's close. Now, if you tell me 3 weeks from now Justin Fields is looking awful in camp and Russell Wilson is settled down, different conversation. I don't think that's likely. So because of the talent that is still there, and dude, you guys, and D-Butt, you know this, AJ know this. When you commit to that style of offense, when you're going to be a little bit more of a designed quarterback run downhill at you, you'll get simpler defenses. Like, you will. So your pass game with Pickens and, Roman Wilson and Freiermuth, like, it's not like they're going to be seeing these exotic coverages that your pass game is going to be so difficult to operate.
To your point about Justin Fields, I remember there was a conversation about them being like, we want him to be a pocket passer, he can't run as much. And it's like, no, that's the running is, that year they were terrible. The only upside was him running the ball. Remember, it was like once a week, there was a highlight of him going 75 yards, pulling away from people. That one we just showed there, he broke 4 tackles. He was already down. He was running all over the place. He's a weapon on the ground. And it was always the discussion about him throwing, and shout out to Tommy Frazier, obviously. He did his thing. It was always like, because it seemed like that was the issue, as they talked about his arm. And was it his arm? Was it his ability to dissect a defense? What was it? What was the...
Well, I think Justin has always played slow physically. Like, and it's weird. He is more of like a powerful athlete than a twitchy athlete, I would say. Like, he doesn't play super quick when it comes to like the suddenness of getting through a progression or whatnot. He's got an elongated release. I talked about that when he was coming out of Ohio State. One of the things that people called me a lot of different names about when he came out of Ohio State was the ball, his elbow got on top of the ball.
Yeah, we did a presentation on this show. I remember that.
Correct. And so like that's.
Oh, it sounds like it was my fault that you got in. It sounds that correct sounds like you went through some shit because of what you did there.
Huh.
No. And so like that's the thing that holds him back. And when they were doing a report the other day, it was like, well, he still is just okay with the simple stuff. Yeah, that's just who he is. Like I just think you're not asking him. Like Purdy is unbelievable with that. That I got to make 5 decisions in a fraction of a second and get to a different guy, and it's got to happen quick. That's not who Justin is. But throwing the ball downfield, that's what he's always done really well at, and I think that's a good marriage scheme-wise.
Okay, I'm excited to watch it all happen. I think Tone Diggs and the Yinzers would be incredibly pumped about it as well. Jordan Davis has a question for you, Dano.
Dano, just being up there.
Hey, why didn't you come to his concert?
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to ask. But you wanted to ask a football question. Sorry, man. Sorry.
Hey, you know what? I might have it written down on my calendar.
Yeah.
I got it in the calendar.
He just being up in New York. I mean, Aaron Rodgers coming back. Obviously, that guy can sling it. I think a wide receiver and quarterback having a little spat a couple days into camp isn't really anything to look into. But I mean, I feel like that's a team that had a great defense last year, stayed in some games, and now with Rodgers back and still weapons on offense, I feel like that's got to be a top. I mean, that's got to be a favorite for one of the better teams in the NFL, right?
They win the Super Bowl, Dan, or not? Tell them.
I don't know if they win it, but I think they're absolutely one of those teams that can. Kansas City obviously is the team to beat. Jordan, the way that I say it is like they don't have a talent question. They have a health unknown. You can't say that about every team. Like the Carolina Panthers, they're not winning the Super Bowl right now. Hopefully one day they do. And so like we just don't know if they're going to stay healthy enough to make the run and specifically at like really important positions. Left tackle, Mike Williams has got to be opposite Garrett Wilson and stay healthy. Their right tackle, so their offensive line has got to stay healthy. I was doing a little bit something yesterday. The Jets, so Aaron coming over, one of the things that has made Aaron an all-time great, outside of a bunch of different things, he doesn't throw picks. He just doesn't. He'll rather throw the ball away 14 times or take a sack here and there than give the ball away. The Jets defense, you mentioned, has been awesome. Last 2 years, they gave up like 19 points a game. Dude, the Jets, since Robert Saleh has become their head coach in 2021, have held the lead in the game at any moment 26 times. That's the least amount in the NFL. Yes. So you're talking about a defense that's been really good that's never been able to play from ahead. And AJ and D-Butt know this, but like they've never been able to hunt, essentially. It's
tough.
And so like I think you get a quarterback that doesn't give the ball away, explosive on offense enough. Dude, that defense goes from like being really good to being like now they can just choke you.
Yeah.
What was that thing?
Yeah, Dan, were you the one that said that if they don't win the Super Bowl, that this could go down as the worst trade in NFL history with Rodgers going to the Jets?
You said that?
I think it goes down if they don't make like a serious Super Bowl run. Win the Super Bowl, I think is the expectation, but like you got to get to AFC Championship game, Super Bowl. I think it goes down as one of the worst trades in the history of the NFL. Absolutely, strictly off expectations. Dude, off expectations. Everyone's like, well, they only gave up a second-round pick. Obviously, the Russell.
Did you see what the? I'm
fighting. Hey, Dan, I'm fighting for you over here, man. You're catching strays. Now
Man, I don't care. Expectations-wise, dude.
I don't want to say
Aaron was.
He had a good career. And he's a colleague of ours. And he does great. Do you remember what the Washington football team's name at the time gave up to the Rams?
Triple sticks.
To go get who? That's not his name.
What?
That is not his name.
Bubby.
This guy's a statue of Baylor.
Bobby Triple Sticks?
You didn't watch
Heisman winner.
Bubby Tripp.
He has a statue.
Dude, him at Baylor was fun, man. That was
it was awesome.
Yeah, there's. I mean, you guys
built
are
a
looking at
statue.
strictly
That
of what
Wednesday
they gave
played
up.
really well for the Ravens.
About the Ricky Williams.
He did. The Wednesday afternoon, we got the. I enjoy Robert Griffin the third. Okay, I do. But like what they gave up in that particular, like when you say worst trade in the history of the NFL, like that was without even thinking. I didn't even know you said that until Ty literally just dropped in my ear and said, Dan said that would be the worst trade in history, just like the other day or something like that. I'm like,
yeah, I believe that.
I've done no research.
Off expectations, dude.
What does that even?
Off expectations, Aaron. Well, okay, so the Herschel Walker, Ricky Williams, Russell trades are more because of what was taken to go acquire that player, like what you gave up to go get that player. I'm aware of that. Dude, the Jets the Jets have one of the best defenses in football over the last 3 years. So naturally you go, if you guys could just get good quarterback play, you're going to be an awesome football team. Then they have
a second-round pick.
I'm aware of what they gave up, Boston. I didn't.
And the Packers were ready to move to Jordan Love. So
he had just won the MVP 2 out of the 3 years.
Yeah, but we all know how the actual situation was, seemingly.
That is the worst injury in the history of the NFL, him tearing his Achilles 4 plays in. Is that what you're saying?
It would have to be.
That was brutal.
No, I mean, there's obviously worse injuries, but like, dude, when it comes to profound impact, dude, absolutely, dude. They have a dude who's the defensive rookie of the year in Sauce Gardner. They have one of the best defensive lines that we've seen in the NFL in the past couple seasons when it comes to sacks. They have a wide receiver that's an absolute superstar they took in the top 10. They have one of the best all-around running backs in football. Dude, it's okay to sit here and go, the expectations are, we haven't seen the guy play, and we're like, bona fide Super Bowl
Agree, the expectations are allowed to be.
Just need a quarterback. Just give up a second-round pick for a quarterback. Then it seems like a great idea.
No,
but not a quarterback.
It could be the worst trade of all time.
They got one of the best quarterback. Yeah, dude, it's not like they
It's a great trade price
of all time, though. Could be.
Right, but like,
it's a bad move.
They got a dude.
Why did we do this?
No, it wasn't.
It has Zach.
They had Zach.
They did have Zach
Good
Wilson.
boy.
He is a good boy.
Sweet.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
It's sweet boy.
Yeah.
He's a sweet boy.
Sweet boy.
We met him. He's a sweet boy. You ever met him?
I haven't met him.
He buys dirt.
Yeah, he would.
He actually just bought some dirt in Denver.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did.
Denver.
Is he QB1 out there right now?
QB3, I believe.
Oh.
But he's a sweet boy. He's a good boy.
He's QB3.
Next thing you know.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's what we're talking about.
Who else is in Denver right now?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. That's right.
Jared
Bo
Stidham.
Nix.
Jared Stidham. Another
Bo Nix will be their
another
starter.
Baylor guy, man.
They're saying Bo Nix potentially offensive rookie of the year. They've talked about Peyton, Love, and Nix since draft night. Like, it was even before draft night. They're like, Denver loves Bo, Denver loves Bo, Denver loves Bo. And then Bill Belichick booked Sean Payton during the draft. Spectacular. While Oz was doing something that no human should be able to accomplish, predicting something like at the exact same time. I think Oz was trying to get Bill's attention. Hey. I need you to guess a number here.
Do we want Sean?
We want Sean Payton on the show. Yes, Bill. We would love to have Sean Payton on the show. And Oz was like, pull card. All right. That was a scene.
It was.
Oz still figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
AJ, you tried to screw that guy 3 times with that card. You're like,
No, I want everybody to know that I was not in on it. That I was just, an innocent bystander.
hey, cut the cards. AJ.
As many times as you want, he said.
Yeah, but then you cut it. You hand it back to him. You say, you like it. You go, nope. You take it back. You're like, you're not doing any of this shit.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then he cut it twice.
I like
it,
that.
it was a full-on, we're trying to get Oz. We've talked about this the other day. I was trying to get Oz on College Game Day the first time he was on there. I said the wrong card. And he was
Lied
like,
to his face.
he's like, nah, you were thinking another one. It was like, yeah, you're right, I was. And it was.
I mean, not on camera. The D-butt contact in his phone.
Yeah.
The guy's a weapon.
He's an alien.
He might be a time traveler, right? Could you imagine how many uncomfortable situations, if he's a time traveler, he's had to go through and then go back? All right, go through your phone. I'll be able to pick your name. And it's like, Jack or something. He's like, no, you idiot. Just,
I'll be right back.
What was the time traveler movie?
The time traveler's wife.
Jumper?
Of course.
Jumper?
Oh, yeah,
Jumper
Jumper.
was one of them.
Well,
Was that time travel?
That's not
song.
time travel. Looper. maybe,
Teleportation?
is what you're thinking of.
there's a lot of dimensional chat right now. Feels like that's the new it topic.
A lot of TV shows.
Is there's like different dimensions. Anyways, going back to booking Sean Payton. Sean Payton comes on the show and talks about Bo Nix's visit to Denver, and they did a drive around in a car to I think get a physical and go to some other places. And as soon as Sean Payton said, as soon as Bo Nix got out of the car, I think they dropped him off at the airport to take off and go back. He said to the crew that was in there, whether it was scouts or GM, I don't know who exactly it was, he said, oh, that's the first quarterback off the board right there. That is everybody. Is everybody going to feel the exact same way we do once they meet him? Like he's the guy. So I think Sean Payton's been sold on Bo. Why is that? What does his offense have that Bo has?
Yeah. Well, I would tell you this. When I started watching these college kids, getting with a little bit of expectation, I'd seen a bunch of Bo at Auburn, a decent amount of him at Oregon, but never really studied his games. And then when I watched him this spring, I texted Field Yates and I said, guy's tape who shocked me the most was Bo Nix. His tape was really, really, really good. I think, you saw a growth in maturity from the Auburn days. When he went to Auburn, you could see like he was trying to, throw a crazy touchdown pass every single play to live up the expectations. He would run around like a chicken with his head cut off and just be essentially playing quarterback like it was backyard football at 12 years old. And then at Oregon, he really became much more of a every down quarterback, how to read the defense. Sometimes you have to take the lesser throw. Where's the window to get the ball out? I don't always have to run around, but he didn't lose his athleticism. And so you saw development and growth. His ball placement is fantastic. He plays with really good balance in the pocket. He's still got zip on his ball. Really athletic kid. So, like, there was a lot of elements when it came to, like, and if you ask, what's Sean Payton's favorite qualities in quarterback? One, you got to handle a lot of stuff pre-snap. Sean brings in a bunch of different.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's a fire truck. Bunch of different personnel.
Thank you for your service, firefighter.
Different formations.
Thank you.
Yeah, amen. Bunch of different personnel.
Are you okay?
Are you sure?
Is this your house?
At your house?
Better check the basement.
Yeah, Dan,
Hey, you need to
good?
buy some new dirt, maybe. You might have to buy some new dirt here. I hope you have insurance on your dirt right now.
Buy dirt.
I can't live without.
Get ready to lead the crowd.
Oh, see, we're ruining it.
Just as good. Next thing you know is just as good.
No, thanks, Dan.
You should hear this new one just released a couple days ago. Yeah.
Have you heard it, Dan?
Obviously.
Have you heard his new song?
Big
Dan?
fan, huh?
Dan's
the new
heard it.
song?
Dan's heard it. Dan's heard it.
No, he has. This is Dan's an asshole.
he just
I'm
said,
telling
what
you,
is
you
it?
can't do it with this
That
guy.
doesn't know shit.
I got.
I think it's called I Ain't Saying or something.
I ain't saying, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Boom.
That's what.
I haven't heard it yet, Jordan.
But hey, it just went to radio on Monday, so
all right.
that's it.
That means nothing,
Do you see
Jordan.
these guys try to bury me?
I
Jordan?
know, man.
They're just scumbags, dude.
I'm fighting for you over here, bro. I'm fighting.
This is my
We
life,
listen
man.
to the song.
I told you earlier today that we turned a page on this show. We're no longer allowing assholes on the program. And
You
then-
swung and missed today.
oh, yeah, haven't you one?
Yeah.
Haven't
You
you?
call Jordan an asshole?
Really? Yeah. That,
What
boy,
the hell?
this guy never
What
quits.
the hell?
Was that me?
All right, we're getting off ESPN. You're welcome, I guess. Anybody that's watching this program, we have no idea. We're back tomorrow. Nailed it.